Hello there, CriterioNate here. I don't have an intro for this one. I just couldn't bring myself to create one for this movie. Number 323. Vittorio De Sica's The Children Are Watching Us. I bambini ci guardano. I think that's it. Probably. This is without a doubt one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever said "oh" to a kid in a movie, feeling sorry for someone in this movie, and it's pretty sad. 1944, 84 minutes, black and white manual Italian. Definitely, well, considering we've only seen 3, this is the best, definitely the best De Sica movie. Way better than Aborto D or Terminal Station. So let me tell you all about this movie. Our star is Prico, this young boy whose mother is cheating on his father with a man named Roberto. They had been dating, but he keeps wanting, he can't, he's one of those can't stay away kind of guys. And of course Prico has questions. Who's this man? Who that man? And all that good stuff. The father, can figure it out. The father has figured it out, sort of, and has his own suspicions. And one night, mother tucks him in, and she runs away afterwards. She runs off with him. Although, of course, that's what we're supposed to believe. The rumor mill, like the apartment building that they live in, is like full of these gossipy women who, like one person learns something, the whole building suddenly knows. So, he's upset. When she comes back to him, he doesn't want her there because, well, the father doesn't want her there because, he knows what she was doing. But Prico wants her. Prico doesn't know. So, he lets her stay because of, for his sake. And the movie's split into 2 parts. That was kind of an interesting thing. About halfway through the movie, because what happens is Roberto comes by the apartment and tries to get her to come away with him, and Prico finds out and bites Roberto's hand and all that, and he runs off, and so. The father, whose name I can't remember, I can't remember the father's name. No, the mother's name is Nina, I think. The father's name, though, I can't remember. So anyway, the father and Nina head out to the beach for a holiday. They rent like a beach house for the summer, or whatever. I think it's the summer. And, everything's happy. They try to reconcile and all that. However, the only problem is Roberto has followed them out. The father has to go back to town for business, which leaves, and I think it isn't until then that Nina notices Roberto. And she tries to avoid him. They go out and see a magician, and Roberto's there. And I think, and by this point, Prico recognizes. I think Prico's recognizing, what's going on, and he recognizes that the man that Nina's seeing is not his father, and that something weird's happening, So, and I think at some point Nina actually promised Prico that she would not be seeing him anymore. So when he spies them on the beach talking and smiling, each other, he runs away. He almost gets hit by a train. No. Well, he runs away at one point and almost gets hit by a train. But I think he sees them again, and he takes money because he wants to go back to see father. And that's the thing about what happens is, and that's what happened is, the other point that I forgot to mention about the first part of the movie is that after she leaves, the father tries to get her to get Priko to stay with, I think, his sister or her sister, and then like his grandmother, but it's like his niece or something. Like he drops a flower pot on his niece or something. So yeah, Priko's a little mischievous, but at the same time, I think he just has he's just a very, very interesting mind, you know. But anyway, so he wants to go back to his father. They end up going back eventually, shortly after that, and the father. But however, the mother isn't there. The father said, you know, she tells Priko that she had to go to the store. The father wants Priko to tell the truth as to was there someone else who came and visited after I left. And he says no. And at this point, Desika just nails the close up shots of these two very sad individuals. And and so it's just every time you see Priko cry, I just like, oh God, it's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking that, you know, this child had to go through all of this, you know. So in the end, the final thing is the father sends Priko to a boarding school. Gets him all dressed up in a little like uniform, and it's like a Catholic boarding school, I think. After he leaves him, overcome by grief, the father kills himself, and the mother and I think his maid, and I can't remember the name of the maid, Agnessi or something like that. They come by to see Priko, and while Nina's talking to the one of the priests there, the father is walking Priko around, you know, preparing for the bad news. And when Priko comes in and sees his mother, he realizes, you know, what's happened. He realizes that, you know, that his father killed himself because of the fact that his mother wouldn't stay true to him. So he just turns and walks away from her. And the sadness in her eyes. The sad thing is the sadness in her eyes says that she understands, but also at the same time she won't fight for him or anything like that. She's accepted her fate, and she's just going to go back to Roberto and, you know, just maybe have a son with him, you know. So, but yeah, it's just a trip, you know. I don't know how old Priko's supposed to be. He's probably like 8 or 9, I'd like to say, maybe. Like if I look it up, you know, I want to find out how old the actor. I mean, we could always just start with the actor. What was his name? Luciano de Ambrosios. So yeah, that's basically the movie. So let's see. That means he was about 7. Oh, he was 5. So he was 5 when. Okay, so he was 5 when he made The Children Are Watching Us. So that was his film debut, and he played some other movies. Okay, so 5 years old. Yeah. So anyway, Desika has tugged at our heartstrings before with Umberto D and Indiscretion of American Wife or Terminal Station, but I think with this one, this is the one that will hurt you. It's a very sad tale. I kind of broke up a little bit, in certain scenes. Just when the way it was shot, just poor child. Yeah, it's just a very sad movie. And all else I can say, the only other thing I can say about this movie, the only other thing I can say is, fuck you, Rachel. So, that's all I can have to say about this. Children are watching us. Fantastic stuff. I don't think I'm going to pick it up because it's just, I don't think I can watch this again. It's just so sad. Although, I want to question. Although the title, The Children Are Watching Us, there's only one child. There's only one child watching them. Why is it called The Children, or why is it called A Child Is Watching? It could have been called A Child Is Watching. Originally, the movie was going to be called Preco because it was based on a book called Preco. And it's like, and Preco, kind of, I can understand that's not the most catchiest title, but I think it's a little more definitive or defining than The Children Are Watching Us, So anyway, yeah, it was kind of weird. So anyway, Children Are Watching Us. Great movie. If you want a good cry, check this out. 2 supplements. There's an interview with Luciano D'Ambrosio, who played Preco, talking about his experience. He talked about how I guess the child, he made the film crew cry so much that sometimes they had to stop. They had to take breaks from filming because they were crying behind the scenes, and they would buy him gifts all the time. When he felt like he was, because I guess he had gone through similar thing because his mother died at a young age. I think before they started making this movie, or he lost his mother. He said he had lost his mother. So yeah, there's that. And then interview with Kalisto Kosulic. He's a Vittorio De Sica scholar, and he just talks about how this compares to how this where this fits in with De Sica's filmography, and how it was kind of shot around the time of wartime, because Italy I think we're going to be thrown into the war shortly after this movie. And it's funny, he mentions it 1942, and I'm just curious. I don't remember if they said anything about why it was it was released 2 years. If all of it was shot in 1942, why did it not come out? Why did it only come out in 1944? What was the 2-year gap? I think it was because of the war. I think because of the war they had to stop filming for something. But yeah, again, this is a fantastic package. Thankfully, it's still in print. So if you want a good cry and you have some money on you, and you're watching this between November 1st and November 28th of 2016, pick this up at the Criterion Collection Barnes & Noble book sale. And yeah, so Vittorio De Sica's Children Are Watching Us. Great movie. Oh man, heartbreaker. So yeah, that's it for today. That's it for this week. Sunday, The Complete Mr. Arcade. It's at the library. It's on my desk. So I just haven't picked it up yet. So I'll probably pick that up tonight or this weekend, maybe Saturday. And let's see. And then all the others are coming. And then hopefully a Monday, depending on, again, I can't predict when the others are going to come. It took so long for Tales of Hoffman, the DVD, to come, which it finally did, and I just sent it back because I'm like, no, I don't care about this anymore. I don't even think that version had supplements. I didn't see anything on the disc, unless the Essential Art House just was trying to make their artwork as minimal as possible. But yeah, I didn't even bother to take it home and try the DVD. So anyway, so So Sunday's Wells. Monday is whatever's after Wells. Kind Hearts and La Bitumen. That one is I actually have in my room. I forgot to grab it and bring it in here. And then Kind Hearts and Cornets should be Tuesday, and then Wednesday will probably be Metropolitan. Although I may take a day off. I may either take a day off or try to request a thing so that I can do the Louis Malle movies in an order. So I can do Murmurs of the Heart on Sunday, La Côte Lucienne on Monday, and then Au revoir les enfants on Tuesday. So I can do those all in a row. Because I don't really want to do Murmurs of the Heart on Thursday and then not do a review for 2 days and then come back to it, you know. So yeah, that is the plan. Although we might actually have time to do one Saturday. I don't know. Not sure right now. But anyway, so we'll figure it out when the time comes and when the DVDs come. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't cheat on your husband with lovers. And don't kill yourself. And don't run in front of trains. And don't bite people's hands unless, you know, the hand that you're biting is connected to a person who's cheating on your mom, or like who's helping your mom cheat and all that good stuff. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I will be heading out to Barnes & Noble tonight to pick up some DVDs, and I'll let you know what I pick up next review on Sunday. And that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on Sunday for the complete Mr. Arcade and Mr. Wells Approaches. That was supposed to be a little slicker. Mr. Wells Approaches. There we go. Until then, goodbye.